Hey everyone, it's Miss Billman here. We're looking at the Unit 1, Lesson 10 homework. We're going to use factor puzzles to solve proportion problems, and you see there's a ratio table. Our characters are Diana and Walter. They do everything for the same amount of time, but they do them at a constant rate. So that's some things to remember. So Diana read 15 pages and Walter read 35 pages. How many pages had Diana read when Walter had read 14 pages? So you notice that the columns are labeled D and W. It's just like looking at the columns of a ratio table. I put the 15 under the D for Diana, and I put the 35 under the W for Walter. Since this is asking how many pages had Diana read, I know her square is going to be blank. That's my magic number I need to look for. So Walter, at that point in time, had read 14. So how many pages had Diana read? I'm going to treat this just like a factor puzzle. I can either start with the column or the row. I'm going to start with the row because I know between 15 and 35, the greatest common factor is 5. I use that as a row. Now I start to ask myself, 5 multiplied by something gives me 35, and 5 multiplied by something gives me 15. So it's 3 and 7. And those are my columns, so I bring them all the way down. 7 multiplied by something gives me 14. That's 2. I bring that across as a row. And my magic number is 6. So by the time that Walter read 14 pages, Diana had read 6. Part B of this wants you to fill out the ratio table. You're going to fill out the ratio table like every other ratio table you have. You put the numbers at the top in the circles. That's your basic ratio. And I'm going to go through and start labeling them. I could go back and forth, 3, 7, 6, 14, or I could go through each column first. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, so on and so forth. On the right-hand column, I'll go by 7. So I'm skip counting by 7s. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, and 63. Hopefully I did that right. So there are 2 little lines that are next to it. I'm going to identify those as the lines that are in my factor puzzle. So my 6 and 14. So my 6 to 14. I multiply that by 2. You see, I write 5 and then I start to look at it and I go, wait, that doesn't work. I got too excited. The bottom one should be 5 and the top one is 2. Why? Those are the rows that I'm using in my factor puzzle, and you see that over there. 2 multiplied by 3 gave me 6. 2 multiplied by 7 gives me 14. 5 multiplied by 3 gives me 15. 5 multiplied by 7 gives me 35. Diana sold 35 tickets and Walter sold 56 tickets. How many tickets had Walter sold when Diana had sold 15 tickets? So now Walter is the magic number we're looking at. I fill it in. Diana, 35. Walter, 56. If you do not have these totally figured out as far as where do I put these numbers, you're going to get some crazy numbers. So make sure you take your time and attend to precision. So I'm filling this out like any factor puzzle and solving. I end up with a magic number of 24 tickets because I have columns of 5 and 8 and rows of 7 and 3. Diana sliced 24 bananas while Walter sliced 16 bananas. What a strange thing to slice for time. When Diana had sliced 21 bananas, how many bananas had Walter sliced? Again, they're still at a constant rate, but we want to know how many Walter. So this one will have the magic number under the W. Between 24 and 21, the magic number is 3 because my bottom row will have a number that will multiply by 7. 8 multiplied by 2 gives me 16, and 2 multiplied by 7 gives me 14. Walter drew 6 pictures while Diana drew 8 pictures. When Diana had drawn 28 pictures, how many had Walter drawn? So now they have not labeled the columns. Now it's up to me, and I'm going to keep all of my numbers straight. So Walter drew 6 pictures. Under the W, I put a 6. While Diana drew 8. Under the D, I put an 8. When Diana had drawn 28, how many had Walter drawn? I'm solving for Walter's now. The greatest common factor between 6 and 8 is 2. 2 multiplied by 3. 3 is my new column. Is 6. And 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. 4 is my new column. So now I start to look. Oh man, here we go. It's going to be something multiplied by 4 gives me 28. I'm still looking for that magic number. What could it be? I believe my row will be 7, and my magic number is 21.